We have snakes and lizards and turtles and tortoises.
That's Catherine Neal. She's the founder of Living Wild Outside, a nonprofit amphibian rescue in Mineral Wells.
So what we do here is we rehab domestics like this guy Juju and wildlife that, need some help. We get them better and the wildlife goes back to their geographical location, and the ones that are domestic, if they're awesome, like ones like these, they get to stay here and be ambassadors so we can do fun educational stuff. And if they prefer the one-on-one type thing, then they get adopted out to like super screen families that are the best solution for their life. And they have these wonderful happy endings.
The group takes in snakes, lizards, turtles, tortoises, toads, and frogs, no matter the size or condition, like these two, Crush and Peg. Crush was hit by a car and Peg fell prey to a snapping turtle. Because of their injuries, they can't be released. So now they're living their best lives at the sanctuary.
Basically what happened is it fractured off into a bunch of little pieces and we just couldn't put it back on, but it hadn't ruptured this membrane that's right here. And so I doctored it and I took care of it, and this crusted over almost sort of like a burn victim, but you can see that it's still flexible, you see? All of that underneath there is all of her insides. But because this didn't rupture the membrane, she was able to live. Yes, this is Peg. And as you can see, she got one little leg over there, but this one is pretty much cut off right at the knee. It's a horrible thing to say, but it kind of looked like a snapping turtle, and she just didn't get away in time.
These turtles, along with other animal ambassadors, help teach the public about amphibians. Catherine says it's one of the rescue's top priorities, especially when it comes to educating children about these often misunderstood creatures.
Honestly, anytime I get a chance to talk to a little kid about a reptile, I do. We get them interested in a field that isn't normal, and we can maybe spark that herpetology interest in them so that when they grow up, there's more people to take care of reptiles. Because unfortunately, reptiles, bats, spiders, all the unloved creatures, they need people too. You don't have to be scared of something just because it's misunderstood. We can all live together. It's totally doable.
And if you happen to find a creepy crawly you don't want hanging around, Living Wild Outside is the place to call. Staff will be out there in a jiffy to transport snakes, spiders, and more to a safer place.
So I was the go-to for the black widows at the state park. Every time they found one, it was, "Hey, Catherine, we found a black widow. We need you to move her." And so here I come in my truck, and I drive down there, and I get the black widow, and I gather her up, and I go put her somewhere out way on the trail in a dead tree where she can make a beautiful web and catch bugs and just have her spider ways, okay?
So there's about 50 creatures living here right now, and some of them are up for adoption, like Rumple here. If you're interested, just go to the website at livingwildoutside.com to start the process.
And if you do adopt from Living Wild Outside, the animals come with a lifetime support from the organization.
Any problems? You ran out of bugs and you can't find any. You adopted from Living Wild Outside. That means that Living Wild Outside is responsible for that creature until it dies. So if you need something and you cannot take care of it, you're going to call us and say, "Hey, this is what's up. I need some help." And we're going to help you because the reptiles that come here are taken care of for life, period.
This line of work does not come cheap. The nonprofit relies on volunteers and donations to keep it afloat. Catherine says it costs about $10,000 a year to run the operation, and there's always a need for more. In addition to monetary contributions, Living Wild Outside desperately needs a vehicle to continue doing its important work.
Our Jeep is dying, and we need help with something. So, like a truck or an SUV, something that's broken. I don't care. We can fix it. We just need something else that's functional, because our poor little Jeep, we are just beating the tar out of it, having to do all this, and it's not working.
Catherine says the response to Living Wild Outside has been tremendous, and they're looking to grow the program. But with that comes a need for more land.
We are looking to expand this year. So I'm working with a real estate agent, and she's helping me send out stuff to certain properties and whatnot. But if there's somebody that just happens to want to donate some land to Living Wild Outside, it's a tax deduction, so that'd be freaking awesome.
To donate, learn more, or schedule a tour, visit the group's website or email them at livingwildoutside@gmail.com. They can also be found on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube.
Come out and see us. We have fun tours. You can play with really awesome creatures. There was a lot of time and effort that went into this, and I want people to be able to enjoy it as much as we do.
Reporting for Mineral Wells Area News, I'm Ann Powers.